I love great conversations. Hi, my name is Angel Jones. Thank you for joining me on 12-minute convos where I help you create a brand of your own unique, real self. Listen in as I have conversations with amazing people from all over the world. Good day, Tim Dooner. How are you going on this wonderful, beautiful day?
Angel, I am fantastic. I have little kids. I have a 3-year-old and an 11-month-old. So they're like petri dishes. They bring home all of the little sicknesses. I've got a little bit of a cold hanging out in the lower register of my throat, but I think I'll be able to power through it.
Yeah, you'll be great. I'm sure you'll be great. Let's do this in 12 minutes. Well, Timothy, do tell us. Ooh, is it okay if I say Timothy? Is it okay if I say Timothy? No, it's not.
But yeah. Can I interview you first? How many of these are you doing? How many of these are you doing? 3,000?
I'm good. I'm doing too much, am I?
No, there's so many of them on there. I tried to listen to them, and I'm like, oh my God, there's so many of these. That's got to be like a full-time job sourcing all of the talent just to come on air.
Oh no, it's what's working a lot is the network that we've built around the first 1,000 conversations, actually.
Well, fantastic. Well, one of the reasons I'm here is because the premise, I guess, of the conversations you're doing for season 2 is with podcasters, right?
Yes, sir.
And that is what I am. I'm a podcaster. I run 2 different shows, the Shipping Pod and Snack Masters Inc. One of them is on the shipping and logistics industry. The other one is on snacks, snack food, that kind of thing.
Sounds like fun. Now, are you doing this for one specific geographical location?
Well, so I originally got into it because the Shipping Pod, which is the logistics one, I was working in the logistics industry as the director of business development for a company. And I approached the marketing guy and I said, we have a real need here for either webinars or podcasts. So would you mind if I started a podcast? Here's the budget, etc. Well, so I started developing it. It never came to fruition. I eventually left the company, took the show with me, started it myself, and put it out there. And, it's been a great exercise. It's taught me about podcasting to begin with and all the back end stuff you have to do with setting up hosts and sites, as well as a bunch of social media marketing and that. But it's a very technical show. So then Snack Masters came in because my son, every time I'd record a show, he's 3 and he was getting really curious about the mic and stuff. So, we're always buying snacks for the kids and everything, organic ones and good ones. So I had this idea to start a show based around snacks that I could involve some friends with, I could involve some family with, and when I'm, editing in Audacity, I have a fun project too, so I don't get too bogged down by the more serious one.
Sounds like a great idea. Well, it seems as though you're very aware of who you are, who Tim Dooner is. Who did you learn that from?
Who did I learn who I was from? Probably like most people, I learned from failure and introspection and not knowing who I was, because I think that a lot of mistakes can easily be made by thinking you either know too much or running headlong in too fast. And with age, I've hoped to soften that a little bit and be a bit more measured in my approach.
Yeah, sounds like a great idea. Now, where can people go to find out more about what you do, Tim?
Yeah, I'm on LinkedIn, linkedin.com, Timothy Dooner. I think it's just /Timothy Dooner. Is that the format on there? I don't know. It's Timothy Dooner to find me on there. You can look me up. But also, my podcasts are easy to find. theshippingpod.com or snackmastersinc.com. That's INC. They're both on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, all of the different podcast services. So,
Sweet.
Yeah, whatever you listen on, you can find them.
So it's linkedin.com/IN, then Timothy Dooner. You'll connect with him there on LinkedIn. Tell us one other thing that you've done, Timothy, consistently over the last 3 years.
What have I done consistently? I've been a father. My son just turned 3, and that has probably been the most life-changing event for me, aside from, getting married, although not getting married, I should say meeting my wife, because it was more of a modern thing. She was living with me for quite a bit before we even got married. So that lifestyle change already shifted from having no roommates to bringing a wife in the house. But bringing a kid into the house was just a game changer. We were living in the city. We moved to the suburbs. We used to go out to dinner all the time. Now we're kind of homebodies, but it's been an amazing experience, and I've loved the growth with it. It's allowed me to have a lot of empathy towards my son. It's allowed me to remember a lot of things from my childhood, and I hope to bring that into my parenting.
How does it make you feel if you had to sum it up in an emoji?
Oh, the one with the stars in his eyes. Either the one the smile with the stars or the smile with the hearts. I mean, it's all his love. That's exactly what being a father is.
Why would you suggest to someone that's out there, that's listening, that they do what you've done by combining your passion with your love?
Yeah, you know what? My suggestion to anybody would be, even if you can't do it professionally, continue doing what you love on the side as a hobby. If you love to paint, make sure you're painting a picture, at least once a week or a few times a month. Don't put everything in the garage or wait to set up the studio. Or if you're a writer, do what Stephen King says, write an hour a day, even if nothing comes out, hit the keys. Or if you're a podcaster, you come up with other show ideas. Come with your experimental show. It's going to teach you how to edit audio. It's going to teach you to be a better speaker, and it's really going to feed that passion, and it's going to help you in life. And if you have a job that it doesn't necessarily interrelate with, and then perhaps you could mutate those skills you gain doing your passion to a more professional level.
Love it. Amazing audience. You're hearing Tim Dooner live here again. He is the podcast host by the Shipping Pod and Snack Masters Inc. Tim, let's switch gears for a moment now and let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Tim, what is your earliest childhood memory?
This one, and I racked my brain over this one, and I always do since I've had kids. And I'm like, what is my first memory? And seeing my son, who's 11 months old, starting to get off the couch. He scooches backwards off the couch to get onto his feet because he can't fully walk yet. He actually took 2 steps yesterday, but
Sweet.
he's getting there. But seeing him get off the couch and move around holding onto furniture, it jogged basically my first childhood memory of doing that exact same thing.
Wow.
Of trying to move and navigate the world and not really fully understanding the words that people were saying to me.
Wow. So you would be an average of his age as well at this in this earliest memory?
I would hope so, but I might be a slow learner, so I could have been, 5, not knowing how to walk. But I'm gonna imagine, I was probably like 11 months-ish, 12 months, just 1 year. I remember words. I remember my sister holding me. And for some reason, while trying to, learn language and pick it up, thinking her name Jessica sounded a lot like another word my parents were saying, which was French fries.
Are you
and it
serious?
doesn't at all. Yeah, but in my kid brain, it does. And that's always, it's one of those touchstones that goes there. And you know how childhood memory is. You can have this small, vague memory, but there's not a lot of, filler behind it. Yeah. And there's a lot of gaps and there's a lot of blank and black spots. But yeah, seeing my son do that, it really threw me back. And I can't really think of something prior to that.
So if you had to connect the dots to those memories and who you are today, is it possible?
To learning to what? Yeah, if you want to get deep here.
Yeah,
sure.
Let's do that.
I think we're always learning to walk. I think in life, I've always been the kind of person who's like to switch departments and shift gears and continue learning. I hate being stagnant and hate being stuck in the miasma of routine and doing the same thing over and over again, the repetition of it. There's no danger in that. There's no excitement. There's no real fear. And, your brain starts falling asleep. My brain starts feeling like when your foot falls asleep, pins and needles. I have to be doing something new. And even if it's not professionally, it has to be creatively on the side. It has to be learning a new program, or even getting invested in a book will get me to that level. So I think I'm always trying to pick up new things, and I'm always trying to walk. And I think one of my goals, though, is to continue to walk instead of trying to jump into something new too quickly.
Can I offer an interpretation to the thought picture you created in my mind?
Yeah, absolutely.
I love the idea of Tim Dooner and the individual he is, where he processes multiple things at the same time. And to see him as a child walking, as much as the focus is to walk, right, and learning to walk, there's so many other things that are going on there. It speaks to even what you've done via 2 podcasts now, right? Just the multiple tasks. And I'm not saying that you're multitasking, because we know how that can go, but definitely everything that's going on to ensure that one particular focus is achieved. It seems as though, I could be wrong, that is something that is definitely in alignment with who you are.
Yeah, you know, I'm one of those people. I probably have ADHD. I need to be in a gear. If I don't put myself in a gear, I can't get into hyper focus. And if I can't get into hyper focus, I get anxiety and I get lost. And you know, it's like TV. I used to watch a lot of TV and it was a bad thing. It was a bad thing for me. And I made a couple of other changes. I used to drink and stuff. I don't drink at all anymore. I completely quit doing that. And I took a lot of the energy in those things to put them into, you know, community and to working on making myself a better person, and to also focus on these projects. And you know, being sober and having clarity of mind, it's really easy for me to now jump into those gears. But I need to fill that space too. I know that about me because idle hands are the devil's work. So if I can fill my time with things like Snack Masters and the shipping pod and being a dad and work and all these other projects, then I'm a happier, healthier man.
Yeah, while still being focused and being that guy, right? That family guy, that business guy, which is very cool, my friend. I'm intrigued. I love it. I'm fascinated. Well done.
It's a work in progress, right? Still learning to walk.
Well, there we go. Well, if you fast forward to when you were 12, what was your favorite song?
Oh, geez. So 12, that would have been when I believe not Appetite for Destruction. I'm sorry, I'm not that old. Use Your Illusion came out by Guns N' Roses. And one of my favorite songs by them and the video too, because back then they used to make epic videos. It was November Rain. And I made sure when I married my wife, we got married in a church that looked very, very similar to the church in that video.
Wow. Amazing how these things connect, right? Like, who would think?
Yeah, you know, you're not that much different than the little boy you were scooching off the couch or listening to November Rain on the bus on the way to 7th grade.
Getting married in the church that looked similar to the video.
Yeah, you know, those are touchstones in life and fulfillments that, you know, little goals, little mountains you need to climb.
Love it. Well, Tim, we have now arrived at our destination, but before we get off of this time machine, there is a small declaration form, so it's yes or no, possibly a bit more. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready, Tim?
Fire away, lightning round.
Tim, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
Yeah, you know, started the Snack Masters so I can start getting my 3-year-old involved. So I'm starting to teach him the art of podcasting.
Now, you said you're married and you have 2 children. Do you believe in God?
Yeah, I do. We were married in a Catholic church. I'm probably a bit more agnostic, but yeah, I do believe in a higher power.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Yeah, I kind of only have an inner circle of friends.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
I used to, man, but not anymore. I'm bad with the cell phone, though. I'm bad with the YouTube. I don't always pay attention, but it seems that the digital noise is always there in the background.
Yeah, is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
Oh, God, man. It's probably like I sleep 5 hours a night, so it's probably 18 hours a day because I got a shower, I guess.
Tim, if you had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that sums up Tim Dooner, what would you say that is?
Sure. Fast snacks, fast food, fast reviews. Snack Masters Inc., a podcast served to you in 30 minutes or less.
Love it. Tim, this has been a great pleasure, my friend. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
No, I think this is such a fantastic project. I've been listening through a bunch of these 12-minute conversations. It's awesome. You know, they whip right through. I'm learning so many things about so many people. And the only thing is I got to just slow down a little bit because it's all starting to blend together as I binge listen. So that's my only thing. I just got to step back a little bit. Only 5 a day now for me.
Tim Dooner, this has been a great pleasure. Thank you, my friend, for being on What is Inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
Have a great day, man.
Thank you for being on 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. Stay tuned for more from our advertisers.
Diabetes is a mountain pandemic. It's a disease that's not acute but chronic. Similar to this rhyming method, I have simplified the definition, the signs and symptoms, and the complications of diabetes for both adults and children in my books, Poems for Patients, A Focus on Diabetes, and The ABCs of Diabetes for Children. These books are available on Amazon.com, and for more information, you can visit my website, poemsbyaj.com. That's poemsbyaj.com.